As this guy's dancing. Now obviously it would be boring of me to do another filtering video without any commentary, so I'm just going to talk my way through this. I decided that with it being the bank holiday weekend, and with it being absolutely stunning, glorious, marvellous, phenomenal weather, I was just going to take the bike today. And it was good planning as well, really, because look at this. This is unfortunately what we tend to find in the summer in the southwest, is people come and enjoy the beaches and the weather and the coastline and the scenery and all the other good things that you can get in the best part of the UK. How many kidding? We all love where we live, I'm sure, and we all enjoy going to spend time in other places, but this is normal. Yeah, I think this time of night on a Friday, you're just going to be up against it, really. It's a bit of a nightmare. It's a bit of a pain, but at least I'm moving. That's the main thing. I'm moving, I am still on the bike, I'm enjoying it, it's lovely and warm in the sunshine. I'm focused so heavily, 4 or 5 cars ahead, trying to watch little movements, little judgments, looking really for other drivers that have spotted me. That little jink they do to the left or to the right, there you go, that means they've spotted me, they know I'm there. Those people you don't have to worry about. Those people know what the deal is. They know that it makes no difference to their day or their length of waiting. Whatever I do, it doesn't affect them one bit. It's the ones that aren't looking. So you're checking mirrors. This guy's dancing, but you're checking mirrors. You're checking what they're doing. They're checking what they're looking at. That guy wasn't holding the steering wheel. He wasn't looking in his mirrors. Didn't probably know what time of day it was, to be fair. He's just happy to be out and, you know, without his carer. But yeah, you just got to watch. Like this Volkswagen in front now is edging left. They clearly haven't seen me. And just being aware, right? He's keeping over to the right. That's fine. But just little things like that. Little matey boy here doesn't move over at all, but he's got a Range Rover, so he thinks he owns the fucking road. You just got to watch. Just got to watch. Watch the speed between the two lanes, so that, you know, if you're edging your way through, but you've got a truck or a caravan in front of you that in a lane that's moving, as opposed to a solid lane, when you get to that truck or caravan, what's going to be next to it? Is there going to be a gap? Is there going to be no gap? You know, it's just reading the road. It's interesting, a lot of guys out in the States, they live in states that don't allow filtering or lane splitting, as they call it. Now I think filtering is a safety aspect for motorcycles, because it means you're not in any risk of being tail-ended by Dancer Boy at the back there, who really wasn't concentrating on what was in front of him, or someone who's checking their radio station, or someone who's looking at their phone because they just had a text message. And it's okay to check it because they're in traffic. What could possibly go wrong? Those are the ones you've got to worry about. So those are the ones that filtering saves you from. Alright, so pull this down because I'm moving a bit faster now. Getting a bit of wind noise. So, I mean, filtering, they say, is speed plus 10. So the speed that the traffic's moving at plus 10 miles an hour is allowed. I have kind of a limit. If it's going more than 30 miles an hour, I won't filter. I'll just sit in and move in the traffic at 30 miles an hour. I think that's a sensible speed. Got a couple of guys moving over here, just being careful. I'll just use that lane for a moment. They probably want to pull off at the next junction. I think it's going to save them some time. Well, unfortunately, you're going to head into Bristol, which isn't going to give you any time at all. But yeah, it's just a case of the speed they're doing plus 10. So if they're doing 25, I might do 35 as I filter. That sort of speed difference gives you plenty of ability to slow down or stop in an emergency if you need to. If someone decides to change lanes really short notice without indicating, which does happen, you've got to keep your wits about you. Matey boy here in his soft top probably hasn't seen me. Surely he can hear me though. But there is a BMW, so the lane is his, let's be fair. waved over. That's lovely. I like that. Give them a little wave. It's always good to be polite to people and appreciate when they notice you. They're the people that will keep you alive. I'm a firm believer in politeness on the road. People make mistakes, and I make mistakes, and when I'm in the car I make mistakes, but as long as you're genuine and you apologise for it and you haven't hurt anybody, you know, we learn and we move on. The road's a dangerous place, whatever country you're in. I'd probably say roads here are one of the safest in the world. You know, our drivers are generally of a high calibre. It's just that the roads are so busy now and everyone's in a rush because they're you know, trying to get home. They're all held up by traffic. They are stressed because it's hot, or they've had a bad day at work or whatever, and it's normally just a lack of focus that causes accidents, not necessarily a bad driver as such. I've still got another 15 miles of this. This is going to be no fun at all, but hey, you're here with me, so I'm not alone, am I? Got to thank a lot of you guys as well. I put out a video recently which was a bit of an assistance to a fundraiser for the All Year Motorcyclist, who's raising money through the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride for prostate cancer and men's mental health awareness. Now, it's a fantastic cause, one that I've done before with the DGR, but I wasn't able to do it this year for several reasons. So I decided to put money into his cause instead. Now, by using my video and linking a video that's about an hour long, I just asked people to watch it, put it on in the background. It's a great video of a tour of North Wales with some awesome soundtrack over the top. So I said, just put it on, just don't look at it, you don't have to watch it, just, you know, listen to it. You can quite happily sort of turn the sound down if you want, but by putting it on, it raises my view count, which should very slightly increase my revenue from YouTube. Now, I'm not having any of that revenue to myself. I'm actually putting it all into charity this year, and the charity I've chosen is the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride to help men's mental health and prostate cancer. So that's a video, a couple of videos back probably by now, which will be it's called Charity Begins at Tame. So if you want to go back and watch that, even though the All Year Motorcyclist will have put his money in now, I will still be putting all the money that I raised this year through YouTube straight into charity. So please go along and watch it. Yes, it sounds like I'm just trying to get my view hours up, and yes, that's probably what I am doing, but please believe me when I say I'm doing it, not because I'm trying to raise money for myself, but I'm trying to put money into charity this year, because that's the only way I can really afford to do it, because this is money that I don't account for, and that's just me being honest and upfront with you guys. So look, I genuinely can't tell you how boring this must be for you. I'm so glad I'm not the other end of this watching this, because this is tedious, and much as it's normal for us, it's still a pain in the arse. It really is, but not as bad as it is for these guys. What I should actually do is just stop and interview one of them. That'd be funny. So what do you think of being stuck in a traffic jam? Well, it's wank. Yes, I agree with you, it is. Yes, you're right. So, oh look, up here it says on these signposts that this is the end of all the restrictions. That must mean the end of all the hold-ups, surely. No, that just means they've forgotten to turn the sign back to 40 miles an hour, like they usually do at this time of night, so that traffic calming measures are in place. And you'll probably find the next one, they remember to turn it on, and it will say 40 or 50 or whatever. Right, I'm going to leave you there. I have no idea how long that's taken. To me it felt like about 4.5 hours, but I'm sure for you guys it felt even longer. So stay safe. If you're out on the roads, please be careful. It's going to be a busy bank holiday weekend. The sun is shining. You know what this country's like when the sun comes out. So do all the nut jobs. So stay safe, have fun. I'm out in the VTR. This bike's awesome, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.